everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be starting something really fun. Like, this is for fun. This is for me. This is me having a good time. And I'm really excited about it. And this is one of those videos where I can do just one video of it, or I can do multiple throughout the year depending on when I get these items. You guys know what this is already. It's in the title. But we are going to be letting mystery boxes choose my TBR for this video. So we're going to get them slowly because mystery boxes are very expensive. So this could be a multi-month project depending on what mystery boxes I want with mystery boxes that I get. The idea, because I only have one right now, so we're just gonna start off with one, and I'll probably bring you next time to the store to actually pick one up, but we actually picked this bad boy up last night after fighting in the Apple store for like 6 hours. So this was my little treat at the end of the day because of me not losing my patience with the absolute bullshittery that was going on in the Apple store. So that's why I ended up getting this. And then I was like, wait a minute. Amy actually came up with this idea. Amy's like, gamify the boxes so that you don't feel as guilty buying them. And I was like, that's a really good idea because I feel so guilty buying these because you don't do anything with them. Like, I hang them up. I love looking at them. I look at them. I'm like, oh my God, it's so cute. But like, what do you really do with these? So I need to get like a glass case or something like that, something to hang these up on, especially because I like the plush ones. Like, I like all of them. I like the figurines. I actually have 2 figurines. My friend Alyssa actually got us, like, made us boxes and put some mystery boxes. It was so much fun. They're little figurines. I love them. They're so adorable. And they're the ones who actually explain what Sanrio was to me. So I like the plush ones though the best, and those of course are the most expensive. But I'm excited for this to pick my TBR, and this can actually be done a couple of different ways, but I think for this box, so this is the Hello Kitty and Friends Dreamy Unicorn, and we have 6 options. There is no secret, so if you don't know anything about mystery boxes, generally there's like the obvious ones, and like they tell you it's like 1 in 6 chance of getting it because you know, there's 6 of them, and then there's normally like a secret, which is like 1 in 32, 1 in 128, something like that. It's like a lot harder to get. They're much rarer, and people seek them out. I don't really care as much about secrets. I just want to get random ones that are in here. I also only buy mystery boxes where I generally want every single one of them, or if I get duplicates, I know I can send them to Alyssa or Amy. So, and they'll appreciate them. So that's kind of my thing with these, is no wasted money. I don't want to like buy a box that only has one that I want and I'm trying to find that one. Don't want to do that. So this one has the cutest options, and so I do want every single one of these. But how we're going to do this is we are going to rank them like most desirable to least desirable, even if I still want them. And then we're going to choose a book based on that, like want to read versus least likely to want to read, and the color corresponding with it. So for example, for this box, my favorites are generally Kuromi and Cinnamoroll. And so those 2 would be rated the highest. And if I want to pick one for Kuromi, it would be a purple book that I'm really excited to read, and then for Cinnamoroll it would be a blue book that I'm really excited to read. And then I think the one that I'm least excited to get would probably be My Melody. So I would find a book that is pink that I'm like on. I'm like, I could take it or leave it. I'm okay with reading it. When we get further into the series, if I start getting duplicate boxes, if there is a duplicate, like say I get Cinnamoroll out of this box, next time I pick up a box, this series, Cinnamoroll will be a book I do not want to read because it would be a duplicate if I end up getting it. So obviously I can change things as I go, because I could also do like, oh, if I get this one, it has to be a book that starts with P, stuff like that. So just depending how I'm feeling, these could be completely different. So I need to assign books to our little characters. So like I was saying, I think Hello Kitty, I'm like, that's the funny part. It's Hello Kitty and Friends. I like the Friends better. So I would put Hello Kitty probably at the bottom. I would then put My Melody, then, what is this one called? Pom Pom Purin, then Pochiko. If I'm saying any of these wrong, I'm so sorry. I still don't know that much about Sanrio. And then I would put Kuromi and Cinnamoroll. So we need to find books corresponding with wanting to read these. So we're gonna go to the stacks, and I'm really excited. So first we're probably gonna be looking for a yellow book I'm not super excited to read, but I'm not like angry about it because it's not a duplicate, so I'm not angry about it. But let's go find some corresponding books with this. So this is actually really fun because I kind of already see one on here that is perfect for this prompt, because I got this a while ago and I was really, really excited to read it when I got it, and then it's kind of just fallen to the wayside and I just don't really think about it anymore. But for Hello Kitty, the yellow book that I'm kind of I will be assigning it Shady Hollow. So that is one down. So next I would say My Melody, so a pink book that, again, I'm kind of iffy about if I actually care about reading it or not. I'm kind of hoping I just hit the jackpot on this shelf and I don't have to really like move around a lot, because I do see Local Heavens here, but I don't know if this actually classifies as pink. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing any pink here. So I'm gonna stay here and look at the other ones, because moving this tripod thing around is really, really annoying. So what do we have next? Pom Pom Purin is orange. It is on the lower side of what I would want to get, so it's gonna be another pick, but it's gotta be orange, which is, oh no. Okay, that's an option, but I really don't want to read that right now. Let's see Local Heavens, because Local Heavens is 2 different colors, so I am curious what it's more of. So we have a big chunk. See, I would say that's pink. So you know what? I'm gonna put this one for pink. This one is going to be for My Melody, pink book. If we get her, this is what we'll be reading. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing Aurora Burning. That stresses me out. What about the anti-memetics department? There's a lot of orange on here. I think I'm gonna go with this. I think the anti-memetics department, I was really excited when I got this, and then I got distracted by all these other things. And so it's just sat on my shelf and I just haven't really thought about it. It's not something like I'm itching to pick up. So I think this works really well. That one will be for Pom Pom Purin. Then we're moving into like the higher scale stuff. So we have, who would be next? I think Pochico, I think, is next. And that is like it's kind of like a greenish blue, because Cinnamoroll is more blue. So we're looking for like a greenish blue, and one that I actually want to read. And this is going to be a hard color match. I feel like I'm just going to have to say green. That way, because yeah, none of these are like a teal. Oh, it's either blue or green. I'm going to put the Tainted Cup. Am I? Yeah, I'm going to put the Tainted Cup as like a potential. We're going to put this as a potential. I'm not sold on this one because it definitely doesn't match. Although I will say it's green and blue, so that's kind of nice. I'm not sold on this one yet. Oh. Yeah. I feel like that works. And I actually really want to read this one. So we're going to put the Happiness Collector for the little doggy teal color. Then Kuromi and Cinnamoroll are basically the same. So we just need a really highly excited about purple pick and a really excited blue pick. We're not doing Atmosphere. Atmosphere is going to be in a different video. I'm looking at it and I'm like, no, we're not doing that, even though that blue would be perfect. So we need purple and blue. To Cage a Wild Bird is blue. So I think it's a darker blue, but it's still blue. So I think I'm going to pick To Cage a Wild Bird, because I'm very excited to read this one. And I am trying to read it before the pre-order comes out, because I actually pre-ordered the Barnes & Noble Deluxe Edition or whatever like that. And I need to cancel that pre-order if I don't end up liking it. So next, all we have left is purple. And I got a perfect one. It's all the way down here. I got a perfect one. It is going to be Moth Dark. This is by an author I have mixed results on, just because I loved Threads That Bind, but then the sequel to Threads That Bind was actually terrible. So this, I'm really hoping it's going to be good. I've been looking for an excuse to read this one. So I think this is going to count for Kuromi. And Kuromi's got like a darker vibe to her. So I feel like this is also good for that as well. So those are the choices. So let's actually open it up to know what we're reading. It's a little bit of a mess seeing the books like that, but I don't know where my other tripod is that actually bends over, so this one is just gonna have to do for now. So we'll figure it out for the next one. But we have the little mystery box. I'm glad I actually did my nails instead of leaving them about how horrible they looked. So we are gonna open this up and see which book. I really wish it had a pull tab. Oh my god, it did have a pull tab. It did have a pull tab. I was like out here fighting for my life. So hopefully it's just a bag. It's a oh, I hate when they do that. I opened it the right way, right? Okay, well, we're gonna pretend we didn't see that. We're gonna pretend we didn't see that. That was so anticlimactic. That was so unfortunate. And we have, oh my goodness, it looks like Hello Kitty. That's so annoying, but that's adorable. Look how cute that is. It's got a little tail and everything. I love that. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of these. These are super, super, super cute. And then we saw it already, but here's the little card that it comes with. It's so adorable. I will be getting more of these. But because we got the yellow, that means that we're going to be reading Shady Hollow, which is a cutesy, cozy, well, just following animals, so that's actually kind of funny. And you know what? I think this is going to be fun. I think this is going to be a nice breather from everything that I've been reading lately. So yay Hello Kitty, yay Shady Hollow. Let's go read our book. Definitely did end up finishing Shady Hollow in one sitting. It was fine. It was fine. I was expecting a little bit more from this. Like, I'm a pretty big cozy mystery fan, and most of the time what I like about cozy mysteries is like the quirkiness of the characters. I like the town normally it's like a really cozy, cute town. You know everybody in it. I just, for some reason, didn't really like any of the characters. And I feel like that is a big part of why I like cozy mysteries, is you like the characters, you like their interactions. There's a lot of drama in town. I felt like there was this big disconnect between you and the characters. Like, it feels like I didn't actually get to know any of the characters. I did like the drama that was involved in this. I liked the murder mystery. I thought it was actually pretty good. But I wanted a little more quirkiness, a little more like daily life kind of stuff. So yeah, I am gonna give this a 3-star because it was just fine. I was expecting more from this. I'm actually really sad about it because if I don't love the next ones, I don't think, like, there's 6. There's 6 in this series. So I feel like I shouldn't collect these unless I actually like the series. So I'll keep the first one, and then I'm going to read the second one, and if I enjoy the second one more than this one, if I give it a 4 or higher, I probably will try to collect the rest of them. But as of right now, I'm just not, like, super impressed with this. I just didn't feel connected to the characters, and I feel like that is a big part of why you like cozy mysteries. So unfortunately, this was just very middle of the road for me, and I don't really have anything else to say about it. Like, there's really not much to write home about this one. So yeah, I'm just hoping the rest of the series is better. If the next one is also just mediocre, I probably won't be continuing the series. So we're gonna see how the next one is. We're gonna pretend that I've read Shady Hollow, because at this point, you've seen the clip of me reading Shady Hollow, but I have not read Shady Hollow as of getting the next mini, which I really wanted to. I was not gonna get another blind box until I finished Shady Hollow, but here we are. I have a new one. I have actually already pre-picked out the books because it was kind of a pain doing on camera last time, but it was also way easier. Like, the colors were way easier. This was so much harder. So some of these may not make a ton of sense to you, but I promise they make sense to me. And let's see if I screw them up, because I picked them out like 3 days ago. So this time around, we have a Dr. Plague mystery plush keychain alchemy lab. And this honestly is my fault for getting, like, the reason it's here earlier than what I wanted is because I was on the TikTok shop. I really try not to be. I really, really try not to be. But I started a new hobby, and it's the sticker books. Ugh, I'm obsessed. They don't hurt my neck. I can lay, like, down like this and actually do them, because that's why I had to stop doing a lot of my activities because of my desiccated disc disease in my neck. Sad face. So now that I found those, but I ended up seeing this at the same time. So I got that and this, and so that's what we're doing right now. And I'm a huge Plague Doctor person. If you didn't know, I have tons of Plague Doctor stuff. I actually have a master's in public health of infectious diseases specifically, and love it. I love that. I know it's so weird, but I love that stuff. That was my life for years, and I do miss it. I weirdly miss it, but I love Plague Doctors. I think they're so fun. And this one's like a neon one, and it's a keychain, and I have been looking for a keychain to replace the one that got ripped off my bag on the cruise, which I'm still really sad about. So the options, this one was tough because I liked all of them. So I did pick them more based off of color and color alone, because I literally love all of them. Like, absolutely love all of them. So let's talk about all of these. So starting with Hemlock. It is like a greener, nothing matches these colors perfectly. So just deal with it, okay? So for Hemlock, I am gonna pick Delicious Monsters. I think it fits pretty well. I don't think it's too bad. I think it's actually pretty close with all of the greens. So this is gonna represent that one. I actually did decide to go all more gothic and darkish to kind of match the theme of this. Then for Nightshade, I'm really excited about this one. I really like Nightshade. I did end up picking This House Will Feed. I think that's pretty spot on. I think that's pretty good match with Nightshade. Then for Amethyst, we have A Killer Kind of Romance. I think the book and Amethyst actually match pretty well with the font. I think this next one is the stretch. I think, yeah, Spirit. Spirit is the stretch, but I really didn't have anything that matched Spirit. So I'm gonna say Spirit is closer to blue because Hemlock was our green. I know it is still green. It's more of like a neon green, but we're gonna count it. We're gonna count Her Last Breath. I know it doesn't match very well, but I legitimately could not find anything to match Spirit that was also darker. So I'm just gonna count that as our blue. I saved the rare for last, and I actually went backwards from how you actually look at it. So for Bone, the cover kind of matches, but it actually goes more for just like its thing is called Bone. So we're gonna pick something with a bone on it. So Book of Azrael. And then our very last one, the rare, I'm gonna pick my newest book. So it doesn't really match at all, but it is the newest book that I bought that I'm most excited about. And it is a horror. They call her Regret. I think for this wise, because again, I didn't really do it like desire wise. I really like Spirit and Amethyst. I think the one I want to read the most is Her Last Breath. So probably Spirit. I think Spirit would mix best of both worlds. So we would get to get Spirit and we would get to read Her Last Breath. So hopefully that's it. And I don't know if there's actually a bag in here. All blind boxes are different. This is a good pull tab. And also don't look at my nails. They are absolutely ruined. I need to redo them. Oh, there is a bag. Okay. I don't want to look just in case they have a card because some of these, oh, it's bigger than I thought. Some of these have, it kind of sounds like there might be a card in there. No, no card. No card. It could be in here if there is a card. Okay. Normally there's, okay, there's normally a pull tab. This is probably really loud. Hoping for Spirit, but I like all of them. We ended up with, is that Spirit? I think that's Spirit, and it is blue. It is blue. Wait a minute. Does it say? I don't see any sort of like, oh my gosh, I think this actually matches. I can't tell. It doesn't actually say what it is. I think this is Spirit. That's so funny. I'm gonna have to find if it's, I don't see any of it though. That does not look like what's on the box. Like just the color. The color is not what is on the box. It's so cute though. I don't know which one it is, but I assume it's Spirit, even though that's not what I thought Spirit looked like. It's still really cute. The nose is so crunched. It's so funny. There we go. That's so funny. I think it's gotta be because the, well, yeah, okay. So it's got like, I thought it was red eyes. It's actually like yellowish eyes. I think it is blue. That's so fun. I thought it was like gonna be like a neon green, like a ghostly, like almost like ectoplasm kind of green. So I guess we're reading Her Last Breath, and look, it matches. It's like I'm psychic. I'm so smart. I'm so smart, and it's like dead on. I hope no, because well, it could be like a fake. I doubt it's a fake, but it could be a fake, and so that's why it has like a kind of weird color compared to the box. Which I would love even better because it actually matches. This is so funny. I do actually think I'm going to add this to my bag. I think it is like the perfect size. This is about what the bunny was that I lost. So I think that's a lot of fun. So I guess we're reading Her Last Breath. I have no idea where I am actually in Her Last Breath. I didn't check. I think I've got like 6 hours left. So maybe almost halfway through. It would be crazy if I wasn't halfway through with all the stuff that's happening. But if I have, because I have 3.5 hours left, but I'm listening at 2 times speed and it's automatically doing the math for me. I think I'm only like, I don't even think I'm halfway through the book yet. I don't know. I don't know where I'm at. I've been listening to it all day because I decided to go out. I grabbed some coffee today and then I went and got Chicken Salad Chick up the road, but it's like really far away, so I was just listening to it. I don't know if I like this. I don't know if my expectations are so high. Like, this is a 5-star prediction. This is a 5-star prediction for me because it's a thriller taking place in a cave, but I don't know if I like how the story's being told. Yeah, it's weird because it's like you're being told through, so basically we're following our main character, Tess, and she has had a lot of trauma in her history. And so she's got a lot of trauma. She has a ton of anxiety, and her best friend is like the opposite of her, very outgoing, and is a big cave diving person. She's just an explorer in general. So her best friend finally convinces her to go cave diving with her. It's gonna be like a really simple, they're gonna stay like in the upper levels. But when they show up, there is a person there, and obviously everything goes wrong because it is a thriller. So the story is being told, like part of it's being told through Tess experiencing what is happening in real time, and then the other part of the book is us being told the story through Tess in a hospital bed to a detective. And so we're being told like the same story in parts depending on like who's talking and what perspective it is. I'm hoping for a really good twist because as of right now, not a lot has really been happening, and I feel like what just happened was super, super, super anticlimactic. And but I don't think it's like I don't think I'm halfway through the book. So if really what just happened is supposed to be like I feel like what just happened isn't supposed to be a big moment, but I feel like it should be based on like what happened. That's why I'm confused. You see like the confusion that I'm dealing with right now. So I'm like, I don't know where this book is going because like we've covered almost, I feel like, everything that's supposed to happen, but I still have over like half the book left. So what's supposed to happen in the book? Let's see the dilemma that I'm having. So obviously I feel like tons more stuff has to happen. Like it has to get more thrillery. All I've heard is this is like as intense as No Exit is, but No Exit had me like crying, and I read it in one sitting. I was so stressed. Like stress crying is something that doesn't happen very often. So I was kind of expecting that in this story. I was kind of expecting that for this book because of how everyone's talked about this one, but I'm not getting that. Like, yeah, I'm getting a little bit of the claustrophobia from the cave diving, but not as much as I thought I would. Like, I really thought I would feel really tense throughout the entire book because the first half that I listened to is basically just them cave diving. But because of how it's explained, I just am not having the claustrophobic feeling I thought I would have. So I'm not feeling tense at all so far in the story. So I don't know. I'm really conflicted about this one. So obviously it could turn around. Like it could just be like a really, really, really good lead up, and then it turns into like the actual thriller portion. It's like, oh my God, this is amazing. But like a thing has happened that has turned it into a thriller, but I still don't feel tense about it. So I don't know. So I'm going to continue trying to read it. I'm going to go in, probably have some lunch. I just got home. And I don't know. I'm hoping it picks up because as of right now, it is definitely not living up to No Exit, which is really sad. We have finished Her Last Breath, and I'm actually really excited that this video has brought me to finishing this like book really early because this is a new release this year. This is a situation of I still have not read what is it, The Last Word? I haven't The Last Word, literally right back there. Still haven't read that one. That came out last year. It is kind of nice that this video did make it so that I ended up reading this. And I think that's what I'm going to do with my final mystery box. I think I am going to pick just 2026 releases, or at least books that I've recently bought. So no matter what I get, it will be something newer because like I really want to read my new books instead of just letting them sit there and then that happens. So anyway, Her Last Breath, we have finished this. I'm giving it a 3.5. And I was thinking about how to talk about this book because it's very complicated to talk about without a minor spoiler. And that's where I'm like, how do I talk about this? Because all of my problems, most of my problems revolve around that spoiler. And I don't know how to talk about it without talking about it. And it's like a super, super minor thing. Like it's not even that important. It's not like that big of a shocking thing. That is not the surprise that they are trying to hide in this book. So I may give a minor spoiler warning in a second, but I'm going to talk about everything else first. So basically, I actually would not qualify this as a thriller. I know that might sound crazy, but I don't think this is a thriller. Like I went into this thinking it was going to be like No Exit, very tense, very thrilling. I don't think that was the point of this book. The point of this book is for you to decipher what is real and what is fake. Like, that is what this book is. This is a mystery. This is, can I outsmart the narrator? Can I outsmart the characters in this book who are trying to outsmart me as I'm reading this book? This book is literally just telling you a story. Like, it literally, like, do you know the beginning of Princess Bride, the movie, where the grandfather sits down and he's telling the son the story of the Princess Bride, and then it shows you, it bounces between him telling the story and then you experiencing the story through people? That's what this is. That's literally what this is. You have the victim who is telling you what is going on, and then it bounces to 24 hours previously where she's actually experiencing it, and the story changes based on what she's telling you, and you're living it out based on what is being told to you. So like the past experience where you're experiencing the thing potentially like is more an imagination. Like, it's not actually happening, it's what's being told to you. So I think that's a really interesting way of telling a story. It took me a second to kind of like figure that out, because you're not actually experiencing it, it's just the perception of what is happening, potentially. Basically a version of what could be happening. And I wish I'd known that going in. I wish I had known the premise of this going in, because I went in thinking that it was a thriller. If I had known that going into this book, I think I would have enjoyed it so much more, because instead I was like waiting for really tense things to happen, and that is not what happened. So I would say if you're interested in reading this, I would go into this thinking that it is a mystery to solve, that you are trying to catch potential lies, you are trying to catch potential truths, you're trying to see who is a reliable narrator, if there are multiple unreliable narrators, if everyone's reliable and just things are being told to you weirdly. It's that kind of story, and I'm so mad that I did not know that going into this, because it did deduct from my experience thinking it was something else. So it's a mystery. So I think this one is going to be one of those that I'm going to look back on really fondly and potentially bump it up to a 4 the more I think about it. My problem is the minor spoiler. So I'm going to talk very minor spoilers. Just the one little reveal very, very early on in the book. But I do have to say it is a minor spoiler. So if you don't want anything, want no information about this book at all, I would skip ahead. That's all that I'm going to say about this book, other than the minor spoiler and why I didn't like it and why it did take away from my enjoyment as well. Otherwise, just skip forward to the next unboxing. So moving into tiny baby minor spoiler. It also is like a trigger warning for some people, because I wasn't expecting this trope to be in here. There is a pregnancy trope. There's a pregnancy trope. One of the characters is pregnant, and I'm not gonna say who it is, so it's not even a spoiler for that. But one of the players in this book is pregnant and is someone who does not want kids. And I was like, oh, okay, this is good. Like, I'm interested in that. However, I always feel weird when a dude writes a pregnancy trope. It's always going to be a little weird. I think the only time I've ever enjoyed it is Grady Hendrix, and he explored the topic thoroughly and talked to a lot of women. He had his wife go over everything. He talked to experts and had it set in like a historical context. So he did a fantastic job, because he really, really researched into women. This one felt a little icky. This one felt a little icky because the woman did not want kids. Talked about it the entire time, how she had an appointment set up to take care of the issue and was 100% set on it. And by the end, because of the danger that she was in and survival mode and kind of stuff like that, she did change her mind. And it's like, okay, I get it. But it did feel like it felt like the pregnancy trope wasn't needed whatsoever. It felt like the pregnancy trope was almost put in here to add a layer of us wanting this person to survive. And this is when I start getting annoyed with pregnancy tropes, because it qualifies a woman's worth based on a pregnancy and not her worth of herself. So it almost felt like you had to root for her because she was pregnant. And it was like, no, like, I want to root for her just because she is in peril and is in a bad situation. I'm rooting for her, not because she's pregnant. And that's what it felt like. It felt like it was like the pregnancy was a modifier on her life. So it's just really upsetting when women are basically are basically proven in books to want kids, and in every like there's always a situation that will force you to want kids. So I just have really complicated feelings because I get the both sides of it. I get why she changed her mind, but I also would have liked her to not have changed her mind because it is something that is constant in women's lives. It's a constant thread throughout my life that, oh, you're gonna change your mind. Like, it's different when they're yours. You're gonna change your mind. And I have yet to change my mind. Like, I'm in my 30s. I have never wanted children. I haven't changed my mind. And some people have changed their mind, and that's completely fine. But I hate it that it seems to always be that women change their minds. And this just felt like another piece of media that was feeding into that, unfortunately. The person who wrote this feels like someone who would be someone who would say, oh, you change your mind. That is, I definitely got the yuck for this author, unfortunately. So that took away a lot of my enjoyment. If I can get over the pregnancy stuff, and I'm gonna choose to believe that that's not what he meant. I'm gonna choose to believe that he just wrote this in a way that he just didn't mean for it to come off as preachy and as women change their minds when things happen. I'm going to choose to believe that it's not what he meant and that he really was just going for the traumatic bonding situation, because that is a thing. So I'm going to choose to believe that he is not the type of person that would walk up to a woman and go, you would change your mind. You'll change your mind when you get older. I'm going to choose to believe he's not one of those people, because I did feel that a little bit. Anyway, that's the little minor spoiler that was in here. Again, other than that, 3.5, I think it could be a 4. I wish I had known it was a mystery, not a thriller. So that is the second book done. We're gonna move on to our final mystery box. Too excited to wait. Like, I want to see what our final book is. The final mystery bag is actually here, and I say bag because I did go with something smaller, and it's not going to be as exciting as I feel like the 2 other mystery boxes were. The other mystery boxes were big, and I do plan to get, like, especially that first mystery box. I really like that set, so I do plan to get those. But I did go with something a little bit smaller. I wanted something for my keychain, and I saw this on the TikTok shop. I have to be very careful with the TikTok shop because the TikTok shop is dangerous. It's very dangerous for my well-being because it has so many things on it that I want. And I was thinking about going to Hot Topic. So we're gonna do this again, but I'm probably gonna go to Hot Topic and go to Miniso and actually film myself doing that, because I think everything I bought for this video was from online. Or I guess I didn't. I got the first one, but I didn't know I was doing this video yet. So next time I will probably film us going to Miniso and film us going to Hot Topic and stuff to get blind boxes from there. But this time was primarily online. I wasn't prepared for this video, but I did get something smaller. I wanted something cute, and I'm a huge fan of cryptids. If you didn't know, I don't really believe in anything. I believe in Loch Ness Monster. Kind of, not really, but I like to say that I believe in the Loch Ness Monster. I love cryptids. I love everything cryptids, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, jackalopes, love it all. Love it all. So if you see me wearing cryptid stuff, it's because I'm obsessed with them. I love the idea of these mythical monster things. And so I wanted a little keychain, and this is what popped up, Adopt a Cryptid, and it's actually like a fidget toy, which I've been wanting, and it's like a fidget clicker. And so we do have the different cryptids on here. I obviously really want the Loch Ness Monster. I'm a huge Loch Ness Monster fan, but I would be equally happy with Mothman, and I do also like the Jackalope. So I am gonna do this book choice based on just how much I want them, because there is definitely like a range of which ones I want. So I definitely want the Loch Ness Monster the most, then Mothman, then the Jackalope. Then I would say I don't really know about this one that much, the Flatwood Monster. I would say the Flatwood Monster next because I really like the clicker aspect. You'll see what I mean when I open it up. And then the funny thing is, Bigfoot's like pretty much my least favorite. I think I want this one next, and then Bigfoot. So that's kind of our little order. So let me show you the books based on which ones that we want. So I want Bigfoot the least. I don't like the design. So the clicker is like a little, like, it looks like a clicker key, like a key on a keyboard. They each have like a design on that as well. And I wish it like showed it on here, but I'll if I can find it, I'll pop up a little thing here, but I think I want Bigfoot the least. So the book that I'm least interested in picking up, and I'm like the most nervous to pick up, I think it's out of my comfort zone, is gonna be Meet the Newmans. And the theme of this one, because before I was trying to do themes, the theme of this one is books I've bought in 2026. So I could pick from anything from 2026, and then I'm gonna pick them based on what I want. So least want, did buy it in 2026, Meet the Newmans. If I get Bigfoot, we'll be reading Meet the Newmans. Then for the, I think it's the Fresno Nightcrawler. I don't know much about that one. I did look that one up. I'll put a picture of it right here. They crack me up. Like, they look so funny. It just looks like a pair of pants. It's so funny. So like, part of me kind of wants it, but it is lower down there compared to some of the other ones. So most eligible will be for the Fresno Nightcrawler. I'm like kind of interested in this one, but there's like definitely other things that I want to read. Then I would say, what did I say? The Flatwood Monster. I'm gonna say the Future Saints because I want the Flatwoods Monster, but I also am like, I wouldn't be like heartbroken if I didn't get it because I don't know that much about it. That's kind of what this book is like, I actually really want to read it, but I wouldn't be heartbroken if I didn't get to it for a couple of months. So that is the middle one. Then we have, I would say that Jackalope is next. And it kind of matches a little bit. The Red Winter is brand new release. I really want to read this one. I really want the Jackalope. So pretty much the top three are, I'd be fine with all three of them. So I just kind of picked these at random a little bit. So Red Winter, this one's a little intimidating, so I did put it lower down on wantability to read. So Red Winter is for the Jackalope. Then we have Mothman. Would love to get Mothman. Would love to read Throne of Nightmares. I think this would be a really fun one to read for this video. I would love to do that. I'm very excited to continue in this series. And then the cream of the crop, we have the Loch Ness Monster. Huge fan of the Loch Ness Monster. And we have To Cage a Wild Bird. I really want to read this. I really want to read this. I have 2 editions of this. This is the brand new that came out. It's gorgeous. It's dystopian. I think I'm gonna have so much fun with this one. I want to get to this one. So we will be reading this if we get the Loch Ness Monster. So without further ado, let's open up our little keychain. I am a little bit scared. I hope they look as cute as they looked like on the promo, because I feel like sometimes when you buy something from the TikTok shop, it could be a hit or miss kind of thing. So let's see what, oh, are you serious? Are you serious? It's still cute. Like, it's still adorable, but this is definitely not the one I wanted. So you can see it's a little click. I'm definitely gonna get another one of these. So it's just a little clicker and it's a little keychain. Oh, so we got Bigfoot. We got Bigfoot. So I guess we're gonna be reading Meet the Newmans. Oh, that is not what I wanted for this video, but you know, it's still really cute. I can't believe out of all of the options, we did get the one I least wanted. Man, I have to go buy another one. I'll probably wait. You know what? I'll probably buy another one for the next video for this. Just, this might become a series. What if I just get a million Bigfoots? Be very disappointed if that happened. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go read Meet the Newmans. That was not what I thought was gonna happen. Definitely the one that I wanted to read the least. But you know what? It's probably good at the same time because this is one of those books that could sit on my shelves for forever. And then I'd end up never reading it. And it would be like 3 years from now and I'd be like, oh, still haven't read it yet. So let's get to Meet the Newmans. I think it could be fun. It does have to do with reality TV, which I'm a fan of. There's a reason I bought this. I do think I could really enjoy this one. So I may check this one out on audio. This could be fun via audiobook. So let's go read Meet the Newmans. I am about 50%, probably actually, yeah, no, I'm past 50%. I'm probably like 52, 53% into Meet the Newmans. I'm at page 214 or chapter 29. This isn't what I was expecting. It's not what I was expecting, and it's definitely not my normal type of book. It's not something I would go out of my way to read. There are a lot of great things about this book, but it is definitely on the historical fiction side of books, and I blame myself for this one. I blame myself for this one because I had expectations of almost like sci-fi with this one, where it's like a dystopian feel, but that's not what this is. Like, this is just straight up historical fiction, and it is following a family on TV. I don't know, for some reason I thought there would be a dystopian feeling of this old school family on screen, and I thought it would be like more eerie for some reason, but that is not what this book is. That is not what this book is. And I feel like I had that expectation because it was an Aardvark pick. For some reason in my head, Aardvark just picks weird books a lot of times, so I just thought it was going to go down that route instead of just being a traditional historical fiction novel about a family who is dealing with issues that are happening in the time period. So everyone has their own problems and we're just following each member of the family. And I just don't really care. I don't really care. I'm gonna finish the book because I am listening to an audiobook and I'm doing like chores around the house. We're getting ready for our new AC to get in tomorrow, so I'm kind of just like cleaning up around the house, making sure there's pathways everywhere, just doing stuff that I've been putting off. So I've just been listening to it. The audiobook is actually really, really good. I just don't really care. So like, we're following our main character Dinah, and she is the matriarch of the family. She kind of is a motivating factor in the story, but she is definitely the woman of the family. She is expected to take care of everybody else. Then you have her husband Dell, who is the patriarch, and he makes every single decision. And then you have her two boys who are, obviously they're still boys, so they kind of have more sway than even she does. And it's that is probably the best aspect of this, is following her and her issues, but still 53% in, we've barely really delved into them. And I think my biggest problem with this book is the medical aspect of this. So she is having numbness in her body, and it is triggering me a little bit, a little bit, but I'm having problems because it really depends what it's going to do with this, because I get what the story is trying to do, but the problem is when you write a story like this and you choose a topic like this, you write it in current day, it doesn't hold up super great in some aspects. So like I said, she's having this numbness throughout her body. She goes to the doctor and the doctor's like, oh, like, you're healthy. Like, her blood panels come back and everything seems fine. And obviously back then they don't have as much advanced medical stuff happening. It's just really hard to read because a lot of people, like, we've made a lot of medical advancements, and yet still doctors will see a clean bill of health on a blood panel or on an EMG or on just a bunch of tests. They'll do a bunch of tests, everything looks fine, and they say, oh no, like, you're fine. Like, this is psychological. And that's what's happening in this. And our main character is just like accepting it. And I'm hoping, so that's the problem. So I am obviously very sick. Not a single test has come up positive for anything besides my Hashimoto's that I've had for years. So I often will go to doctors and they're like, you're healthy. And I'm like, I'm the healthiest sick person you're ever gonna meet then. Because yeah, my blood tests are all good, but I am so sick. I am so sick. I have so many chronic problems, but nothing can be diagnosed because I have no positive tests. And I've gotten some weird testing done, but nothing is coming out positive. And a lot of people go through that. There are so many people who go through that, and it takes years and years and years of testing. And even then, some people never get answers. And so it's really triggering me when Dinah is going like, yeah, I have something psychological. And so it's hurting. It's hurting. So on one aspect is, I get it. She has to kind of accept it because this is the time period. That's what they're going to tell her, is it's psychological. And there probably is a psychological effect because she is hella stressed. She is super repressed. And when I was having extreme anxiety, I was getting symptoms like what she was talking about. The thing is, my anxiety was caused by my other medical problems that weren't caused by anxiety. So everything gets kind of muddled up. So part of me is like, yeah, I get it. Psychological things can cause these extreme physical reactions, so that makes sense. But just going in and saying, oh, your blood panels were good, you're healthy, it's psychological, that is not it. That is not it. And I'm just struggling with it because, like I said, obviously of the time period, that is a thing. It still happens now. I just hope that the author doesn't feel that way. Like, that is a very healthy person's point of view. So like, when I have healthy friends, I actually don't have that many super healthy friends, because a lot of times they don't understand what it's like being sick all the time, canceling plans, not being able to go places, just generally feeling ill and not wanting to talk or be around people. It's hard keeping healthy friends who have never been sick in their life. So 90% of my friends are sickly. Like, they have chronic problems because chronic health people attract chronic health people, and those are the people who tend to stay your friends because they get it. So I'm just hoping that it's time period specific, because like I wish we had explored a little bit more testing or something, or the doctor would have at least said like, hey, it could be psychological, but there could be something else going on, let's work on both at the same time. It just, the way it was just like flat out said, just makes it feel like it's almost the author's point of view, and I hope it's not. I hope it's just a time period thing. I'm rambling because I'm like really triggered by it. But yeah, that's like my biggest problem, other than this is just not my genre I enjoy. It's just not, this is not something I'm loving. I'm not having like a great time with this. I do think it's saying some really, really important things with women who were and still are being oppressed. I don't know if it's saying anything new. I don't know if it's saying anything new that we haven't read 1,000 times in other books. So I'm just kind of reading it, and I'm not really getting that much from it. So I'm gonna keep reading, but I'm uncertain where I'm gonna end up on this, because again, my expectations were wrong. I blame this one on me. I never should have picked this one up. That was definitely on me, thinking it was gonna be something completely different, and this is just a straightforward historical fiction. What? What the hell? You couldn't tell me crying. That's where I used to wipe my tears as I was finishing this book. I probably have, yeah, some on the other side from like doing that. Yeah, the back half of this book was perfection. It was like so good. I think I'm gonna give this a soft 5-star. Like, I was trying to think of what I wanted to rate this book, and it's not, oh gosh, I'm like, this is so complicated. I'm gonna give it a soft 5-star. It's a soft 5-star. It's not as high as like some of my 5 stars that I would rate like some of my fantasy books. Like, it's not up to some of those, and it's not up to my 5-star level of like Taylor Jenkins Reid. However, there was some aspects of this that actually did remind me of Taylor Jenkins Reid. Also, I was doing my nails. That was very complicated while I was doing this, while I was reading this book. So I was like crying and trying to do my nails. This, oh my gosh, I really was not a fan of the first 50%, but I get it now. Like, I get why it was so slow and why there was such a lead up, because when it really got down to like the nitty gritty of things in the second half of this, like the back half of this book moved insanely fast. Women's rights aspect of this, the gay rights aspect of this, the family dynamics changing as years go on, the romance between Dina and her husband Dell. Wasn't expecting to have that emotion in there. And then the emotion of Juliet with her like misconnection kind of thing. Ooh, we could have had a whole book just on Juliet and her romance with the musician. We could have just done that, like, in her life. I honestly, it's actually really funny. So some people talked about how like aspects of this are very Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I 100% agree. I don't think the whole book is, but I definitely saw like Juliet's whole point of view, and all of Juliet's stuff was very Taylor Jenkins Reid coded, where you have this incredibly strong female character who is fighting for her right to live and do what she wants, and she has this like romance kind of in the background, and it's like a very tragic emotional romance. I could 1000% see Juliet having her entire own book from the start of that relationship up into like current where this book is. I would love that as a book. I'd love to go back in time. Like, I'd love for this author to tell her story. I think that would be so good. But again, it did feel very Taylor Jenkins Reid coded. It was very emotional and tragic feeling. And then Dinah's story was so emotional, and just like once we finally like got Dina there with understanding like women's rights and how she doesn't have to exist as just a crutch for everybody else. She doesn't have to just take care of everybody else. That's not her job. Her job is to be her own person. And once we hit that part of the book, like there is a scene where all these women who are obviously oppressed go like skinny dipping, and I was like, oh my god, this is so amazing. So good. And they like traumatize the neighbors. Ugh, I loved that section. This was just so good. It was so good. I still have a little bit of a problem with that medical aspect because it kind of was just dropped. It wasn't like brought up again, and it definitely was like her anxiety. And I think it just could have been done, like I think it should have stayed in there. I just think it should have been talked about in a more, just a better way. Like it just wasn't talked about in a great way. And I think the author would have done better to potentially talk to some chronic illness people and come up with a way to kind of talk about it in a more sensitive way to people dealing with chronic illness that does not come up on testing. It is a very triggering thing. So that is like my only like critique. Everything else ended up so good, so good. But they represented so many things in this book. I wasn't expecting to get as deep with all these topics as we did, but I'm glad we did because it ended up being a really, really good book. So Saw 5-star. It's not like, I'm not gonna be shouting from the rooftops about it probably a year from now, but yeah, for the content and what this did, especially that ending, which caused this phase. Oh, the tragic ending. And the ending was written very Taylor Jenkins Reid, I will say. So if any book is able to give any of those feelings that I feel while reading her books, you did a fantastic job, just because it's just written really, really well. I just use Taylor Jenkins Reid as an example just because that is a very specific type of writing and telling a story. Saw 5-star. We have finished the video and I'm surprised. It's funny because this is the one. This is the one that turned out to be the best, and the other two were the ones that I had more expectations for higher ratings. So we ended up reading Shady Hollow, and this was just fine. It's a 3-star. I do want to continue the series, but I'm not sure if this is going to be a cozy mystery series I continue with that I'll collect physically. Which is sad because I purposely got the UK covers because I love the UK covers. Then we read A 5-star Prediction, which was Her Last Breath. I'm still at a 3.5. I did not change. Like I've thought about it and I'm still just meh about it, and I still don't love how it was told. Again, I think it's primarily because of how I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a thriller. It was definitely more of like a mystery trying to figure out unreliable narrators. So I think if I knew that, I would have liked the book a lot better. I'm just so frustrated because again, I still love a lot of things that it did, but overall I struggled with a lot of the story, especially in the first half. And then the surprise, Meet the Newmans. I'm still just kind of like, what? What? And then we got some cute little mystery bag things, and I had a lot of fun with this. I'm gonna be doing this again, obviously. I'll probably take a month break, so I don't need to be buying a bunch of mystery things. They do get very expensive, and I'm trying to not do too high. April, May, kind of around then. So hopefully we'll do it then and have a lot more fun. Again, I had a lot of fun doing this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to see future content. If you made it to the end of this video, leave something relating to TV, a film reel, I don't know if there's a television emoji, just anything you think is related to TV, because that definitely was the winner of this video. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.